Today is Monday, September 21st, 2015. Some random thoughts on what went on politically over the weekend. Dr. Ben Carson made some pretty wild and wacky statements in reference to that someone who's a Muslim should not be president because they don't have the temperament to be president. And of course, cited some type of obscure Shria law to defend that position, and basically said that in the Constitution it says that you can't do that against someone. You can't not do that against anyone's religion. But now we're going to have a lot of people who are going to support Dr. Carson because because over the weekend there was we already knew this when this stuff was going down in reference to Trump, who didn't respond to a guy who said that Obama was a Muslim. We were reminded again that over 40% of Republicans right now to this day feel that Obama is a Republican. So why are people still saying that? Meaning, let's just put it this way. Every person running for president, every person running for anything knows that Obama is not a Muslim. Everyone knows that Obama was born in the United States. But their base doesn't believe that. And why doesn't their base believe that? Because the elected leaders and those running for office have been saying these things for the last 6 or 7 years. And now these people really believe it, so they can't say the truth anymore. And now it might be coming back to bite them in the ass. Because Trump gave a lot of convoluted stuff over the weekend. Carson was really no good either. And then you had Carly Fiorina, who who doubled down on her statement that what she had said at the debates in reference to a fetus being the heart beating, the legs kicking, etc., then they were going to harvest its brain. I believe the lady was Sarah Skiff. I can't remember her name, from Fox.com, said she watched all 12 hours of that, and none of that was there. And Carly didn't respond to that. She basically sort of worked her way around it, but doubled down on it. And she probably will not answer that question fully, because does that mean that she has seen all 12 hours of that? And can she cite exactly where it's from? Because she probably didn't see it by herself. She probably had her staff see it with her, so to speak. So we'll see what happens. But she got a huge bump. So we have right now the three leading candidates for president on the Republican side. A businessman, Trump, a white, old, fat, pompous businessman, Trump, a black ex-neurosurgeon from Johns Hopkins, Ben Carson, and a business person, head of a Fortune 500 company, Fortune 100 company, probably a Fortune 50 company, Carly Fiorina, who has thrown out they've all thrown out some incredibly ludicrous statements that aren't even remotely close to being true. And here's the thing, and this is what's been said for many times, is that this is the animal that the Republican Party has created because they don't want government to work well, and some of them don't want government to work at all. They say they're going to fix the government by freeing it up for free enterprise. Then they go out and hurt the means by which government can perform efficiently and effectively, and then blame it all on the Democrats. And they've been touting this for a long, long time, basically for the last 30 years. And it's gotten to the point where many of the Republicans, especially the Tea Party types, think that all of these elected officials are full of shit because they're not far enough to the right for them. So they've got to really, really hone in on what they want to do. All this catcalling and all of these innuendos, etc., aren't going to work for them right now, because you got three people who are not even remotely qualified to be president. Not that any Republican really, really is. But wow. And then, of course, after that, it seemed as if Marco Rubio had done well in the debates. So he is now number 4. Jeb, I guess, is number 5. I don't know what's going on. Now, Trump is hurting himself. His numbers went down. Carson's numbers went down. You see, the thing is, even though people are saying what Carson said was pretty disqualifies him for the presidency, the people who are behind him don't think that way. So he doesn't have to worry about that. But we'll have to see how hard is the press going to come at Fiorina. How hard, I think George Stephanopoulos went at Trump pretty hard over the weekend, and he waffled quite a bit. Now, the other thing is, when are them, especially Trump, going to come out with their position papers, who can tell us how we're going to be so happy at all the wins that the military has that we're going to get tired of winning, or whatever it is. Where are their position papers so they could be torn up? Because right now it's gotten to the point where the government establishment needs to get rid of these people, because they need, it's good to have this little sideshow going on all the time, but it's gotten to the point, to the crunch time, because the way our system works, if you don't get any traction in the first 3 in the first 3 primaries, you're shit out of luck. And the first 3 primaries don't even come remotely close to representing what is the vast majority of the American people. Iowa, over 90% white. And most of the people in the caucuses that vote are white and Pentecostal Christian. New Hampshire, very small, very rural state. South Carolina, the epicenter of the Civil War, so to speak. Not making that out in general, but still have a lot of those beliefs from 150 years ago. What did I read? They have the highest number of hate groups in their state, so to speak, and maybe that's wrong. But again, not very indicative of the United States. But if you don't get traction in those 3 areas, you're shit out of luck. And guess what? You got to be playing to the people that are going to vote for you in those areas. And the first 3 candidates, and Marco Rubio, are sure as heck doing that now. And anything that might come close to being some type of semblance, some type of sanity, some type of rationality, some type of concept of good governance probably won't play well there at all.